Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly pop culture wrap-up. That's right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. This is the weekly pop culture wrap-up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it. Werewolf by Night is a new one-shot comic debuting in September of this year from Marvel Comics. It's going to be written by Derek Landy with artwork by Fran Galan. Now, this seems like it's a little bit too late, it was last October when the Werewolf by Night, special hit on Disney Plus. It was really good. I really liked it. And it just seems so weirdly placed that we're getting this in September, like almost a year later, but I guess better late than never. There was a Werewolf by Night series that they did, but it wasn't as tied into the original character. So this is the original character, Werewolf by Night, also Elsa Bloodstone, and it even's going to have like black and white sections in it, so it's totally trying to mirror the success of that Werewolf by Night special, but like a year later. So that seems a little odd, but whatever. Then we got Jack Kirby's Star Warriors from Tom Scioli. This is going to be from Image Comics in September. Now, Tom Scioli has his own YouTube channel. He frequents Cartoonist Kayfabe, but he's got his own channel called The Total Recall Show. And if y'all have never checked out Tom Scioli's YouTube channel, The Total Recall Show, you have to. If you are like me and love all this nostalgia, reminiscing and talking and discussing about things from our childhood and remembering weird things like Yogi Berra's movie corners and toy lines and GoBots and stuff like that, you definitely need to check out his channel. But recently on his channel, he was talking about this Jack Kirby comic book called Solar Legion that was part of, I can't remember, Crazy Adventure Comics or something like that. Number one, I don't even remember what that was, but it was this very little-known Jack Kirby comic strip that Tom Scioli just loved, so he's remixing it. So he's taking that Jack Kirby stuff, he's redoing it, redrawing it, using a little bit of spot color, and in the video, it looked phenomenal. And apparently he's been releasing this on his Patreon, funding it there, but he does have a publisher now, Image Comics. It's going to be a one-shot comic, $9.99 in September. Jack Kirby, Tom Scioli fans, you definitely want to check that one out. Rare Flavors by Ron V. Felipe Andrade, we already talked about this one. The Ash Can releases in August. The full series, issue number 1 of 6, releases from Boom in September. So this is a really cool idea for a story. First of all, it's the follow-up to Ron V. and Andrade's Many Deaths of Layla Starr, which was my favorite comic book the year it came out. It's still one of my favorite comic books of the last few years. In fact, Ron V's responsible for a lot of my favorite comic books over these last few years. I love the artwork by Andrade. So Rare Flavors is about this demonic being trying to make his name or their name known in the food world. So he gets they get a cinematographer to try to film them doing something, and so they're trying to become this Anthony Bourdain type food expert / star, culinary stuff, focusing in on Indian food, but inside they're like a demon, right? So that's going to be really cool. Regardless of the premise, it's Ron V, it's Felipe Andrade. I'm 100% down. Also from Boom in September, 5 issues of Coda will be released. This is going to be a follow-up to the original Coda series. Cy Spurrier and Mateus Bergara. I barely remember Coda. I think I read the first 2 issues and just kind of got lost in it and never went back to it, but it was Eisner Award nominated. It had beautiful artwork. So maybe, they're doing a deluxe edition, by the way, of the original Coda as well. But this is Coda Volume 2, so if you're a fan of that series, it is returning. Hunt for the Skinwalker is a 4-issue series from Boom Studios, debuting in September by Zach Thompson and Valeria Berzo. This sounds really exciting because it's based on the George Knapp book about the Skinwalker Ranch or the Gordon Ranch or the Gorman Ranch, right? This is big place in Utah, 500 acres, maybe 500 miles, something like that. I don't know. What's an acre? What's a mile? Who knows? I went through the American public school system. So, anyway, this area in Utah is home for Bigfoot sightings, UFO sightings, werewolf sightings, possibly giant beasts, all kinds of weird paranormal phenomena, cryptid type stuff. So Zach Thompson is working with George Knapp to reveal extra things that weren't in the book from back in the day and just shed some more light and adapt this story into comic book form. This is right up my alley. I'm going to put my teen dog shades on. I'm going to read the hell out of that book. The Devil That Wears My Face is from Mad Cave Studios, debuting in October by David Pepose and illustrated by Alex Cormack. I actually was talking to Alex Cormack last weekend at HeroesCon. He said, yeah, I got something in the works right now with Mad Cave. Hasn't really been announced yet. Well, this is what it is. David Pepose and Alex Cormack. Now, I love David's work. I think he's a fantastic writer. The basic premise of this one, and it almost sounds similar but not quite the same as the recent movie, what's that? The Pope's Exorcist or whatever, the one with Russell Crowe. It's about, back in the day, an exorcist from the Vatican goes to take on Legion, and he winds up in somebody else's body, and the demon is possessing his body. So that's cool, because it's David Pepose and it's Alex Cormack. Can you imagine the visuals that are going to be connected to that? It's going to be freaking awesome. Negaduck is the latest Disney Dynamite book coming out in September, written by Jeff Parker with artwork by Ciro Cangigliosi. That's really cool. I really think that Dynamite's been doing stellar work with their Darkwing Duck stuff right now. I think they've been doing a great job with all the Disney stuff in general, but the Darkwing Duck book has been a highlight for me. I really enjoy that. So getting into focus on Negaduck, who was my favorite Darkwing Duck villain, very excited to see this debut in September. Then we got Ninjak Super Ninjak Super Killers from Mad Cave, or from Valiant. Let me start this whole thing over again. In September, from oh my goodness. Okay, let's see where we are. I haven't drinking anything. All right, here we go. Ninjak Super Killers from Valiant, 4-issue series in September, written by Jeff Parker with artwork by Mike Norton. I'm a fan of Mike Norton's artwork. I think that's cool. I like Jeff Parker, so I think that's cool. I think it's cool that Valiant's doing another book after this recent X-O Manowar. They're only releasing one title a month. They're continuing to do so. That's a little unfortunate, but whatever it takes to strengthen that company and focus in on the books. They've been doing some good stuff. That Blast Bloodshot story by Dennis Camp was freaking phenomenal. X-O Manowar, I haven't really been digging it that much, but the artwork's been phenomenal. Jeff Parker, Mike Norton on a Ninjak book where the whole premise is that a team of highly trained super killer assassins is now after Ninjak. Okay, Ninjak meets like John Wick 2 with Mike Norton artwork and Jeff Parker scripting. Okay, I'm actually rather excited for that, so I think that's going to be cool. Project Cryptid is a new one from Ahoy. It's going to be, I think, a one-shot anthology book. Maybe it's a series. I'm not quite sure on that one, but it's going to be an anthology series about cryptids, so like Bigfoot, Nessie, Yetis, stuff like that, right? The first story, at least, is going to be, the first issue, at least, has work from Paul Cornell, Mark Russell, as well as the debut of a new prose story by Grant Morrison. But the way that they're doing this is kind of sketch. I don't really like this. You're going to get the first part of the Grant Morrison prose story in this book, and then the next one's in other Ahoy books. So you're going to have to buy random Ahoy books to get this entire Grant Morrison story, and I'm the sucker that's going to do that. I'm just saying. But anyway, very excited for that. So Grant Morrison fans, pay attention to that. Lone is a new one from Vault in September, written and illustrated by Angie Hewitt. The basic premise is this. This woman, I believe, a young girl, goes to her hometown, or actually her hometown is named after a lake, right? A lake that is next to this hometown. One day, the lake is just gone, and no one remembers except for our main character, and now she has to uncover and unravel the mystery of why this is the case. Art looks kind of cool for me on this one, and I'm excited enough about that premise. Sainted Love is a new one from September, from Vault in September. I cannot talk today. Here's Con. It was a long week. It was great. We'll be talking about that Sunday night, Rockin Robbie Live. This one's written by Steve Orlando, though, with artwork by Gio Coda. Sainted Love is about the early 1900s. A man who's a brilliant inventor develops a time machine. Him and his gay lover decide that they're going to use this time machine to go to a place in time where they can be out and open and public and safe as a couple. But things go haywire. They get flung through time, and this is this story is going to be them going through time and highlighting very famous people throughout time in the queer community that they're going to be interacting with. So it's kind of like Bill and Ted a little bit, but for the queer community, which I think is pretty cool. I don't always vibe with Steve Orlando books when I'm reading them month to month, but this one sounds interesting enough with that sci-fi concept and that Bill and Ted famous people kind of aspect that I definitely am excited to check this one out. Let's talk about that Kraven the Hunter trailer. I saw a lot of people excited for this trailer because, yes, it is bloody, it is violent, it is brutal, and you see Kraven the Hunter doing awesome things like ripping people's faces off with like a bear trap, or like biting off a dude's nose, or I think it was a nose, maybe it was an ear, I'm pretty sure it was a nose. All kinds of gnarly cool stuff in this. And then the other part of this is it looks dumb as shit to me. Absolutely. So like he can't pull the trigger and kill this lion. He gets cut up, his dad leaves him there, the lion's blood drips into his, he gets changed to Kraven the Hunter. That's so stupid. It feels so 90s, like, comic book movie, which, you know, could be a good thing, but how did that look to y'all? Like, I get it, man. Like, him, like, killing people and ripping people, like, it looks brutal, it looks gory, it looks awesome as far as that's concerned. The actual story that he's, like, against his evil dad, his dad's, like, this criminal, he's trying to, like, take out his father's people and all, like, it's just that and the lion blood and just, like, does that not seem stupid to anybody else? I don't know. If it looks awesome to you, though, I'm really happy. I mean, I'll watch it. It just looks stupid. Andy Muschietti has been hired to do Batman Brave and the Bold. Batman Brave and the Bold is going to be the first Batman-centric movie in the James Gunn DCU, right? The new DCU that's coming on the horizon. I think Andy Muschietti is a solid director based on It Chapter 1. I don't really like It Chapter 2. I don't think it was the direction. I just think that It Chapter 2, that part of the story when they're adults, just doesn't seem to have the same resonance for me, even in the original one with Tim Curry, right? So I don't fault Andy Muschietti for that. I still have yet to see The Flash, so I don't have any opinions on that. But it is very odd for someone to direct a big movie, big expensive movie, that flops, and then get hired to do another big expensive movie right after by the same studio. But it is a different era. But I think James Gunn maybe recognizes something there that can be utilized in Batman Brave and the Bold. Anyway, that's exciting enough. So that means we have 2, possibly 3 directors attached to upcoming DCU projects with James Gunn. And by the third one, I'm talking about the idea that, what's his name? Mangold is... what's his first name? Mangold. The guy that did 3:10 to Yuma and Logan. He's doing the new James Mangold. Allegedly doing Swamp Thing, so we'll see. Justified, City Primeval. There was a trailer from a few weeks ago. I thought it was a new trailer, so I watched it. I planned on covering it, but it came out like 3 weeks ago. But I'm going to talk about it anyway. I'm so freaking excited for this. Like, I don't watch a lot of, like, ongoing TV at all. I know a lot of people are plugged in. I'm not plugged in. Like, it's rare that I, like, pay attention to a show that's modern, that's ongoing, right? Justified, though, is one of my favorite television shows ever, and I am beyond excited for this to return, and I am a huge Timothy Olyphant fan. He is everything to me. I think Timothy Olyphant is dreamy, badass, scary, funny. He's got the whole package. I really like Timothy Olyphant, and I really love his character, Raylan, in Justified. And I think Justified is an amazing show. So to see it come back, but then to see the trailer. So Raylan's in Detroit, and there's this new villain, and he's very bad. It's just, the trailer looks awesome, and it reminds me of everything I love about Justified and Timothy Olyphant. So I'm really excited, y'all, for that. What do you think? What do you think? You excited? Anybody see Justified? Man, I should rewatch Justified. Is it time? Are we justified to do a rewatch of Justified so that we can be ready for Justified City Primeval? Yeah. I think that's justified. Anyway, that's what we got for you this week. What's coming up here at PCP? Join me tonight over at Dylan's Horror Show, where I make my grand return, because we're talking about George A. Romero's Martin. Not the Martin Lawrence Martin, but the George A. Romero Martin film. Much underlooked. Finally got a Blu-ray 4K release just a few months ago. Very excited to talk about this movie that I absolutely adore, that hardly anybody else ever mentions or talks about or anything like that. Join me live for Rockin Robbie Live, Sunday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, for a special edition where I will be revealing the lineup for PCP Movie Night Action Fest 2023, but mostly be showing off the comics, the books, the signatures, the memories, the stories, and the pictures from my my experience at Heroes Con this year. I got lots to talk about, lots to share. It's going to be great, and I'm even going to have a bottle of tequila ready, so let's have some fun Sunday night. And then Monday night, we wrap up Crew's Choice on PCP Movie Night with the pick of Jolly Joe Corallo. He picked Gandahar, a 1987 French animated film. Very hard to find out there streaming or whatever, but people have it on YouTube. You can watch it, and you can watch it with the English subtitles on most of them if you just turn on the captions. Anyway, so tonight, Dylan's Horror Show, Martin. Sunday night, Rockin Robbie Live, Heroes Con Haul and Recap Edition, as well as revealing the Action Fest lineup. And then Monday night, the finale of Crew's Choice 2023 with Joe Corallo's pick, Gandahar. So join us for that. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and drop a comment about anything you want to, about what we talked or anything we missed or anything coming up. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for rocking with us. Keep on living. Keep on loving. Station. Pop, pop. Boom.